Here we are again. Here we are again, another session. Are you ready? All right. So press like one time. Let me dive into it. I don't know. I just feeling real sleepy before the live start. I seen a little white thing there. Oh, and then if that gray hair there. All this match, all these years of teaching maths on YouTube, give me gray hair, boy. All I recommend for that. When I started teaching on YouTube, my hairline was somewhere out here, so on my hair thinning. But the maths must go on. The maths must go on. Here we have this lovely question here. Could I tuck myself up in the corner? So what's the plan for today? Today we're gonna do algebra. Like every day, same thing we do every other day. This is the fourth day of algebra, and today we're gonna, I think we could call this a simultaneous equation workshop, right? So I'll just see algebra 4, CSEC Maths Midday revision session, however is the name of this. But really, this is a simultaneous equation revision session. So we're just going to do real simultaneous equations until I get real tired. So press like on the video, and you all can start doing up this question here. These are not simultaneous equations. These are just revision questions from what we were doing before. So I'll race through these, and then we'll jump into the simultaneous equations revision session. Why I can't talk right now, boy. I wonder if I could change the title while the live is going on. And I'm gonna put a dash like this, and I put simultaneous equation workshop. That song in the good. What is a long title, boy? All right, we looking good there? Good to see Josie Boy on the inside. Big up Mr. Joseph Hira. As you seen, Naomi Roach already have the answer for the first one. Big up Naomi, because that was something that we do already at Naomi. People still help me get that one in maths. Big up Walid. Long time member of the channel, one of the OGs. All right, there we go. So as I said, racing through these first questions quickly. The numerator is x squared minus 1. That is a difference of two squares, thus. So this can be expressed as x minus 1 by x plus 1. So therefore, x squared minus 1 over x minus 1 is x minus 1 over x plus 1 over x minus 1. And we can see that this will result in the elimination of one of the binomial factors here, and the x minus 1, which just leaves us, when the smoke clears, with an x plus 1, and we're happy about that. This one, the only thing I can do with the numerator in this one is some basic factorization. I'm seeing a squared here, but 2 is not a square number, and this is not a subtraction. It's not a quadratic. It's not a pure quadratic. It's not a difference of two squares, just basic factorization. So when we're doing basic factorization, we ask ourselves, high release from Grenada. We ask ourselves, what is common, what is missing? What is common? There's a 2 common, there's a A common, there's a B common. So we put 2AB into 2 and a B. No A needed here because we don't have the A. So B is missing. There's a B. And then we have the 2, we have the A, we have the B, we're just missing one of those A, so we'll just put an A there. And then this will go over AB. Now we get ready to do the same canceling thing. Now we have this one down lock. So what's going to happen here now? Well, this AB will cancel off with that AB, and we'll get 2 into 2B plus A. Now, I made a little error. I put this live to start for 1:30 when I set it up, but it's supposed to start for 12:30. We start in 12:30 every day. So tomorrow is the last day. Wow, we reach the last day already tomorrow. So how we looking here? Everything looking good? 2 into 2. We could also expand this and get 4B plus 2A, which is also correct. Expressed as a single fraction. This is algebraic fraction. So the LCM of, let's see if I can squeeze it in here. The LCM of 2 and P will be 2P. 2 will go into 2P, P times, so the P will come up here and multiply by the 3P, you'll get 3P squared. And then the P will go into the 2P and we'll get 2. So the 2 by this will give me 2Q. So that's it. I express it as a single fraction. That's like 1 mark. Abigail is saying, so after tomorrow, doing it live on YouTube. Well, YouTube is my bread and butter, so I will be back, but I may not be back the following week. The week after that, most likely. So 3x squared minus 7x plus 2 is a quadratic, and we are asked to solve it. So we see it's equal to 0. 3x squared minus 7x plus 2. Let's do this on the next page. 3x squared minus 7x plus 2 is equal to 0. 3 by 2 is 6. Two numbers I'll multiply to give me 6, add to give me negative 7. Of course, that's going to be negative 1x on negative 6. So let's put negative 6 here first, and negative 1x plus 2 is equal to 0. Factorize all the 3x into x minus 2. X minus 2 goes there. Negative 1 will go here. I feel like we do this exact same question already. And equals 0. Therefore, 3x minus either 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. 3x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1/3. Or x minus 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to 2, positive 2. This is 1/3, right? Not a b. So yeah, I'm racing through these because we spent some time on this already. This is just a center ourselves before we go on to the other topics. Does Student Hub have a AdMaths crash course? Yeah, we do. And you can WhatsApp us at right now, +1 868 472 4221. Well, everybody WhatsApp the Student Hub now and try to register to a crash course. Any crash course, any subject that you're looking for. You're not finding it anywhere? Ask the Student Hub. WhatsApp now and see if they answer within 1 minute flat. Let me know how long it takes for them to answer. They sell Nick. All right. Next revision question here. We would have done some of these already, right? So 5a squared b plus ab squared. This is basic factorization. This one here is difference of two squares, difference of squares. And this one here is a quadratic. And this one we are asked to expand and simplify. We'd have done this already. And in this one is what we're looking for. This is what we're looking at today. One of the most popular questions when you are getting into algebraic expressions and taking the algebraic expressions, taking the worded expressions and forming algebraic expressions. So this is one of the popular questions. I think it's from 2005 or one of those early years, 2004. A very popular question for studying this topic. All right, so because we already do these questions, I'll skip them, but you can do for revision. And if you're struggling still with them, check back the first 3 days. And let's go into the Adam, Imran, Shakil question. So Adam scored X points. Imran scored 3 points fewer than Adam. So you already understand what's happening there, right? Adam, let's go on to the next page. Adam scored X points. Imran scored 3 fewer, so X minus 3. We'll see on this page. I'll just read it for you all. Shakil scored twice as many points as Imran. So Shakil, he scored twice as many points as Imran. So when you studying over this live, if you're watching this in the future, just go back to the question, pause it, and try to do it for yourself. As I say, it's a very popular question when studying worded expressions and changing it into algebraic expressions, right? So what is being asked of us? Let's go back. We are told together they scored 39 points. And now we need to write an expression of X for everybody, for the number of points scored by Shakil. Okay, I already did that. And then write an equation which may be used to find the value of X. And we'll also go ahead to find the value of X, although that wasn't asked. So going back here, we have to realize that all of these are going to add together to give me the 39 points. And that's how we create an expression that can solve everything. So we'll have like X plus X minus 3 plus 2X minus 3 all equal to 39. So this is X plus X, 2X minus 3 plus 2X minus another 3 is equal to 39. So we have 4X minus 6 is equal to 39. And why is in the chat if you see how we can go ahead and solve this question. You see now we can go ahead and get an answer to this question. And then let me just double check. Adam scored X, Imran scored 3 fewer than Adam. So X minus 3. And Shaquille scored twice as many points as Imran. So 2 times X minus 3. So 2 by X minus 6, this should be, sorry. So this will be take away 9. There we go. When I'm expanding, I should expand the 2 by the X and then the 2 by the negative 3. I have X and X here coming together to make the 2X. I have this negative 3 staying here. 2X and 2X is 4X, minus 3 minus 6 is minus 9. When I bring it across, I'll get 4X is equal to 9 and 9 is 18. So I'll get 4X is equal to 48. So X will be equal to 48 divided by 4, which is 12. And that's how you would solve a question like this. So a nice question to start off our ideas and concepts and taking a worded equation and changing it into an algebraic expression. So we were mostly visited with words here and go back to the previous page, we were mostly, they hit us with a lot of words here. Adam do this one do that, this one do this. And from the words, we're able to create our questions. All right, y'all, press like on the video. I don't think we need to do another revision question again. So let's go straight to today's topic on page, let's go on page 8. So we are going to learn some simultaneous equations today. Class, we don't have a whole set of people here today. So tell me, what techniques, we're talking to each other, right? What technique you all use to find the answer to a simultaneous equation? Do you know all of the ways you can find the answer to a simultaneous equation? We have, of course, the elimination. We have the elimination. So by chance, you only have one of the, or you have more. Yeah, I have plenty more. We have the elimination. What other methods? We have the substitution. We have matrix method, which we wouldn't do in this series because we're in algebra. What else we have? You could even use a calculator, bro. There's a way to use a calculator to solve simultaneous equations, so you can check that out as well. There are lots of ways we got. There's also the graphical method, which you have to know for CXC. So look at methods we have here, and you thought it was just one. We have 5 methods to solve simultaneous equations for CXC that you should be familiar with. So when you see a simultaneous equation in question 2, usually you just want to use the elimination method. Elimination method is the fastest one. I know a lot of you all have your substitution method done cork. But usually, if you see a simultaneous equation watching you in question 2, elimination method. So, how does the elimination method work? We have 2x plus y equals 7, x minus 2y is equal to 1. How does the elimination method work? Well, the idea with the elimination method is we want to get the same number to appear as the coefficient for one of the variables. So I'm seeing this 2 here, and because I'm not seeing a number here, it means I'm understanding that this is one of the x's that we have. This is one of the y's. So I have to do something with the equations here. I can call them equation 1 and equation 2. That's the normal custom. I have to do something with equation 1 or something with equation 2 so that the variables map up. And what would be the thing that you all would do? Personally, so let's start from scratch and put the 2 equations like this so you could see what's happening clearer. Equation 1, and we have x minus 2y is equal to 1. That's equation 2. What I would do is multiply equation 2 by 2. And here's what that's going to do. That's going to put a 2 in front of everything here. 2 by 2, so this will turn into 4 and this will turn into 2. Or everything has to be touched with the 2. So watch this. So I'm going to write it in green. Tell me if you're following. So after I multiply equation 2 by 2, I'll get 2x, watch this equation, minus 4y is equal to 2. Tell me if you all agree there. That's a new equation, right? It's basically a multiple of equation 2, but let's call it equation 3. EQN, equation 3. So what did I accomplish? What I accomplished? I accomplished making the coefficients of x the same. And because the coefficients are the same, they can now be eliminated, either by subtraction or addition. How you know when to subtract, how you know when to add? Well, if the signs on the coefficients and the coefficient here, this is the 2x, this is 2x, are the same, you should just subtract. So what I will write is equation 3 minus equation 1. I can write it the other way around as well. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So because the signs are the same, I subtract. If there was a negative sign here, I would add to eliminate. Because the subtraction is already there. So I add what's there and I'll end up eliminating the variable. It's called elimination method because you're eliminating one of the variables. So when I say equation 3 minus equation 2, think of it like 2x minus what's here. 2x minus 2x is 0. See how the x goes? Bye-bye, it's eliminated. Negative 4y minus y. You should be able to do this in your mind. And negative 4y minus positive y or minus y is negative 5y. Tell me if you all agree there. And then 2 minus 7 is negative 5. So this leaves me with no other choice but to ignore that 0. Bring across the 5, it's multiplying, so it turns to divide. So I will end up with an answer that tells me y is 1. Once I have found one of the variables, what I'm doing, elimination or substitution for a matter of fact. Once I've found one of the variables, it must be substituted into one of the previous equations to find the other variable. So let's choose equation 2 since he didn't get a play last time. Equation 2, you can get a little play here, brother. So y is equal to 2, getting substituted here. So this is how it looks. I'll have x. Sorry, y is equal to 1. I say y is equal to 2. I'll have x minus 2 by 1 is equal to 1. So x minus 2 by 1 is 2 is equal to 1. X is equal to negative 2. When it comes across, it into positive 2 like this. It's subtracting, so when it comes across, it adds. X is equal to 3. This is giving me my two answers here of the two variables. When you do a simultaneous equation, you get answers for two variables. The answers in this case are x is equal to 3, comma, y is equal to 1. Rate out of 10, how much do you understand the elimination method? Elimination method requires a lot of practice. This is something that your teacher is supposed to give you. And it's called this form. Yeah, form 2. And you're supposed to do a lot of it way back in form 2. Let's try another one. Let's go to the next page and try another one. So we have 3x plus 2y is equal to 13 and x minus 2y is equal to negative 1. So the first step that I did last time was try to get the coefficients of one of the variables to line up. I did it with the x. So I can do it here again with the x. All I'll have to do is multiply this by 3, but I won't. Why I think I'll just leave it? I could turn this into 3x minus 6y minus 3 by multiplying everything by 3, get the coefficients the same, and then go forward. But why I think I will just leave this? I don't think I need to touch this up or no. I'm going to leave this just so and start to work. Why do you think so? Well, if you look at the y's here, you'll see that this is a negative 2 and this is a positive 2. We already have the 2. We already have the 2. And once the coefficients have the same absolute numerical value, we could work. Now, don't matter the signs are different. Remember, I tell you, if the signs different, all we need to do is remember to add. So what you'll say is equation. All you'll say is equation 1 plus equation 2. And you just basically add. And adding this will eliminate it. That's the whole idea. You eliminate it. So 3x plus x is actually 4x. And 13 plus negative 1 gives me 12. Why did I ignore the y? Because they got eliminated to 0. It doesn't matter. I don't need to account for that. I did everything correct. So now x is equal to 12 over 4. You understand I brought across the multiplying 4, so it turns to divide. So it signals to me that x must be equal to 3. 4 by 3 is 12. It works. Once you found out a variable, you substitute it in usually the easier equation. So it says substituting x is equal to 3 in equation 2 to find the answer for the other variable. So you'll have, instead of x minus 2y, you'll have 3 minus 2y is equal to negative 1. You all understand that? Negative 2y is equal to negative 1. Bring across the 3. It's adding. The 3 is adding on to this side, not subtracting. This sign belongs to this 2y. So it becomes negative. When the positive 3 goes across, it becomes negative. So I have negative 4, negative 2y. Y is equal to negative 4 divided by negative 2. This gives me an answer of 2 again. Y is equal to 2. Niceness. All you feel like you try one by yourself, give all your 1 minute head start. So take a 1 minute head start on this while we big up the advertisers. One advertiser in this channel here. I'll go to the next page here. So one advertiser for this student hub. So shout out to the student hub, which just happened to be my online my online lessons company. So if you're all interested, I see somebody asked about Add Maths Crash Course. Write out that subject that you're doing. Call all these subjects that you're doing. I can tell us if you're the crash course, if you're a crash course or LT. What subjects you all doing? Write all these subjects you're doing. By the way, you're supposed to be doing the question in the meanwhile too. You just pause to write the subject you're doing. What subject you're doing? Economics, we have a crash course for that. We teach that in the student hub. We have that. Economics, we have that. Chemistry, Abigail, we have that. Shiv, economics, we have that. Naomi, physics, chemistry, add maths. I teach you physics and the add maths. And we have a nice teacher for the chemistry. We have that. Spanish, we have that lock. Bio, we have that. P, we don't have that. Infotech, we have that. IT, we have that. Spanish, POB and POA, we have that. HSB, we have that. Geography, we have that. I don't think all you understand any of these. Student Hub is the #1 online platform in the Caribbean. MET, we don't have that one. We don't have that one. POA, of course, we have that. English A, English B, we have them. POB, POA, English, Add Maths, HSB, Geography, we have all of that. Integrated Science, we have that. POB, we have that. Social Studies, we've got that. TD, yup, we have that. French, yes, ma'am, we have that. History, I don't know if we have that. I think we have that. Call them and see now. What's that? Validating number 4724221. Yes, I'm the managing director, but sometimes there's a lot of things to remember. 868, so +1 868. And you WhatsApp the student and you can join one of our crash courses. Give you a little session at HSB, say less. I'll call one of the HSB teachers and we organize. So geography, social studies, physics, geo, POB, we have got that. Triple ET, now we don't have that. Agri science, we don't have that. So the subjects that we don't have is usually because they have a high degree of you had to be in school to do this subject, like PE and art. We really have those. Standard 5, we have that. But Standard 5 just finished. All right. A session for physics too. Do a physics session. Yeah, I could do that. I could organize a physics session. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze in something next week for you. Physics people. What topic is the hardest topic for you all in physics? So I'm gonna race through this one. Equation 1, equation 2. The problem with this question is that none of these variables line up, and to make it line up, I can't just multiply one equation. If I multiply this equation by something like not one whole number, yeah, y'all understand what I'm trying to say? I can't hit equation 1 with just one whole number to turn this 3 into 2. I can't, no way I turn in that 3 into 2. But like I can't multiply the 2 by 2 to turn it into 5. There's no number I can multiply right to turn it into 5. 2.5, but who's multiplying by fractions for these things? No one. So what do you do in a case like this? There's something that teachers teach you to do. And in a situation like this, it could work. It would be helpful. So take a look at this. Those of y'all who are really good in this and you want to see this little shortcut. Well, it's not a shortcut. It's the longest way you can do it. But in this case, you have to use that. You take the 3 and you wet down this equation with it. So the coefficient on the first term in equation 1, you multiply equation 2 with it. And then the coefficient on this term, bang, you hit that with it. You understand what I'm saying? Why is in the chat if you understand what I'm saying? So the first equation, you're going to end up multiplied that by 2, everybody. And this equation here, you're going to end up multiplied by 3. That will sort out your problems. That will sort out your problems at one time. So the new equations will look like this. We'll multiply this equation by 2 earlier. You'll get 6x minus 4y is equal to 20. You see how I multiply everything by 2? Then multiply this equation by 3. You will get 6x plus 15y is equal to 39. You know what is that? Ramco gas, you're cooking a day. And you could call this one equation 3 and this one equation 4. Now, because you did a kind of lowest common multiple LCM kind of vibe of these first 2 guys here, that's what you're really doing here. Do a LCM of these 2 guys in the start here. And now you get it, which is 6. You could proceed. You could proceed to add, subtract, whatever you have to do here. You have to subtract. Yes, because the signs are the same. So you subtract equation 3 minus equation 4 minus equation 3, whatever it is you're feeling. Let me do it this way, just for kicks. So it'll turn to 0 there. Negative 4 minus 15 is negative 19. Why? 20 minus 39 is also negative 19. So y is going to be negative 19 over negative 19. Y is going to be 1. Once you found one of the variables, substitute into any one of the equations. Could be even one of these. But nobody is substituted to your derived equations because these equations are easier. Substitute y equal 1 in equation 1. So 3x, I'm writing back equation 1, folks. 3x minus 2y. Oh, no, not y. I'm substituting y is 1 is equal to 10. 3x minus 2 is equal to 10. 3x is equal to 10 plus 2. 3x is equal to 12. X is equal to 12 divided by 3. X is equal to 4. I'm seeing Amanda had that a while ago. Javan, where's the scene? Everybody good? How the family? How the dog? Yeah, by Javan. Are we studying the whole syllabus? No. We don't have time to study the whole syllabus. You could basically glean and put together the whole syllabus, the amount of stuff I did on my channel. But we're not studying the whole syllabus. In the crash course, I will run through the entire syllabus. The cost for the crash course is 300 TT in earlier. Let's go to the next page. Cost for the crash course per subject is 300 TT. D. WhatsApp the admin and find out about it. 472-4221-868. And you can just ask them for information, dates, and them kind of thing. And we have more in stock. So meaning if you join one of the crash course now, in April as the class going on, you'll get accepted into some of the classes as well. Before the crash course, so you'll be getting some of the classes in the student hub. Those of y'all who in the student hub and watching this, y'all don't need to worry. Once you're in the student hub, you're getting crash course and the house. Yeah, that's part of your month for April. Watch this question here, y'all. I like it because it's like a worded question, but simultaneous at the same time. So you see how we was doing that? Joseph done register. So what past papers is these randoms, but I didn't really write down the name of these past papers. Naomi done knock off the first part of the question already. Anybody agree with Naomi? Why is in the chat if you agree with Naomi? Watch what Naomi do there. Because remember, the lollipops, the weight, I can say the weight, X grams and Y grams. Well, I shouldn't say weight, the mass, to be more specific. 5 lollipops and 12 toffees have a mass, and this is the total. So we're talking in terms of mass. So what she's saying is 5 of this grams plus 12 of that grams make 61. You understand how she's creating 2 equations to represent the information? So it's 5x plus 12y equals 61. So in the crash course, Joseph, it's from a past paper perspective. You'll also get a live recording that I think is from a topical perspective. But crash course in the student hub, these dates are from a past paper perspective. We get the best results with those. So it's not like you could sit down and teach you 50 hours worth of what you're supposed to be doing the whole year. The crash course is more like you kind of forget everything, but you was taught at one point in time, and you come to the crash course and all the past papers and going running through all the topics. You kind of get blessed up. You bring it back up now. 13y is equal to 89. You'll see it. 10 of the x's plus 13 of the y's is equal to 89. Yeah, like no, Naomi, you want to join the stream tomorrow? Come on. I could be up in the corner here. And probably we could put Naomi down here. So Naomi, I dead serious. If you're up for the challenge, you could jump in tomorrow, and don't worry, really easy to set up. And we run through it together. Tomorrow, please God, what we're doing? We're doing some variation. So that is this thing. Why? So I could it's proportional to 1 and x. This is like inversely proportional and stuff. We're gonna do that tomorrow. Variation. Now me say not me. All right. So we have this equation. I guess we need to solve it now. You all seen what we should do to solve this? I'm seeing it already. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. Naomi, you're frightened now. You're afraid these people out here are Naomi. So equation 1, equation 2. This is 5x, this is 10x. Remember, my eyes are looking to see if I could get these things to match up. I'm seeing a 5 and a 10 here. Clearly, I am being led by the ancestors to multiply this by 2 and this whole equation, and then I go organize. So I was saying equation 1 times 2 is good thing. So you get 10x. Yes, now is it seen? 10x plus 24y is equal to 61 by 2, 122. 122. Equation 1 was multiplied by 2. So this is equation 3. Why is in the chat if you're following everything so far? Everything making sense? And when I did that, I would have created a situation, the situation that I'm looking for, where these fellas line up proper now, boy. It's the same. Coefficients of x is the same. Also the same sign, so definitely I want to do a little subtractors here. I'll organize a little subtraction between these guys. I'll write equation 2 minus equation 3. 13 minus 24 is what? 11, negative 11 in this case. And 89 minus 122. Or let's say 122 minus 89, and then I'll switch the sign. What do I get? What would I get? I would get 33. Is it 33? You're getting 33? I'm getting negative 33 here. So 89 minus 122 is negative 33. So y is negative 33 divided by negative 11, which means y has to be 3. Once I've calculate the mass of one lollipop, one toffee. Well, y is actually the toffee, so the toffee, remember y stands for the toffee, right? So the mass of one toffee is 3. Is it in grams? 3 grams. And to get the mass of one toffee is 3 grams, so I'm writing it by the lollipop. To get the mass of one lollipop, I'll need to substitute y is 3 back into any one of the original equations. Release, I will look into it. Release messages, Student Hub, and we'll look into it. I don't know if you're still on. Messages, Student Hub, right? And we'll look and see if we can make the Grenada thing happen. How much people in your class? How much people in your? Well, I say form 5, grade 10, or whatever you use in Grenada. Y in 3. Y is 3, so substituting this, we'll get 5x plus 12 by 3 is equal to 61. 5x plus 12 by 3 is 36, is equal to 61. I'm running out of space. So 5x is equal to 61. Earlier up in the corner here. Up in the corner here earlier. Minus 36. What is 61 minus 36? 25, 25. So 5x is 25. So x is 25 divided by 5, which is 5 grams. X is equal to 5 grams. Melanie, Naomi, if you write dollars, you're supposed to actually write grams, right? So you had to write grams. 5 grams. Next one. All right, Ali, take a stretch. Tell me if you're feeling simultaneous-ish now. Simultaneous equation, strength supposed to be increasing. You're supposed to be packing some stats on algebra, specifically in the simultaneous equations selection. The lines whose equations are boom and bang intersect at BIM. Show that the points of intersection is BIM. Well, this is simultaneous equations, and they're talking about it in terms of a graphical idea. When you solve in simultaneous equations, it's two linear equations, right? Linear equations form lines when you plot the x and y values. And if you have two lines that are not parallel, they will intersect at some point. The intersection turns out to be the solution for that's not it. Yeah, the solution for when you solve the simultaneous equation. So you have 3x plus y is equal to 2. You have 4x minus 2y is equal to 6. We need to solve the simultaneous equations. AJ, your message is wrong number. What you mean she message and get a response by? Make sure you message this number. You can do and try any one of these numbers. Plus 86847242221 per 1 day 2 if that's working. Or plus 1-868-310-1306. You could use, if you're in Trinidad, you could just use these numbers. If you're in another island, you have to put the 868. So try these two numbers and tell me if you can get you. Yeah. So show the point of intersection. So we need to solve this. So what I'm going to do is call this equation 1, call this equation 2. I'll you know when after I teach it, I start to work a little faster, right? So equation 1 will multiply it by 2 to get a 2 to appear there so that we can map up there, right? So you'll have 6x plus 2y is equal to 4 now. That's the new equation 3, which means equation 3 and equation 2 now have the same coefficient, absolute value 2, as their y coefficient. So I could add, because the signs are different in front of the 2. So I will add equation 3 and equation 2 together, and I will get, so I'll put an add there, I'll get 10x is equal to 10. All of these things always give me one of them is 1, boy. So x is equal to 1. And now that I have x is equal to 1, I'll take that 1 and substitute it into, let's say, equation 1. So substitute x is equal to 1 in equation 1, which is this guy. So I'll have 3 by x, nope, 3 by 1, x is 1, plus y is equal to 2. That's 3 plus y is equal to 2. That's y is equal to 2 minus 3. And y would end up being equal to -1. So try some with substitution, please. Okay. Well, a lazy boss here, I could call long the shot. So let me call, he decided to call long. This man's name is etc. Zan. Etc. Zan decided to ask for substitution. So let's go to the next page and we'll try to do one with substitution. Not try to, we'll do one with substitution. So substitution works differently than elimination for the first step. In the first step in elimination, we are trying to match coefficients of one of the variables. So I will try to get this to 3 so that I can eliminate it and get rid of one of the variables and just have a situation with one variable. In substitution, you're trying to make one of the variables the subject of the formula. It's a little different idea. You're trying to make one of the variables the subject of the formula. Now, I can see this y is begging me to make it the subject of the formula because it's just a y hanging out there by himself. If there was like a 3y here, making the 3y the subject of the formula, I'll show you. I'm not going to continue with it, but I'll show you what I'll do. 3y is equal to 9 minus 2x. Understand that I brought across the 2x. So it turns negative. And then y would be equal to 9 minus 2x over 3. So now your job is to take this and substitute it in for y in the next equation. But I'm not going to do that because it makes an algebraic fraction. And generally, I try to stay away from that if I could. If I can't, fine, I'll do it. I'll do our next one with substitution after, so we'll see what happens. So, yeah, this is the man who asks for some substitution. So what we're going to do is make y the subject of the formula in equation 2. So let's tell them that. Make y the subject of the formula in equation 2. I didn't name the equation, so let's call this equation 2 and equation 1. Now, it is a negative y there, but don't be afraid. When you bring across the 3x, it turns negative 3x. It's positive here. And when it comes across, it's minus. And then switch this sign to positive y, but switch all of these. So this will become negative 8 plus 3x, or better written as 3x minus 8. So I've made y the subject of the formula. So elimination method is usually better for like the math students who get in between 40% to 70%. You probably understand elimination method before you'll understand the substitution method. So elimination method is one thing you must know for sure. The idea is once you have made y the subject of the formula here, you're going to take this whole 3x minus 8 and stuff it anywhere you see y in the next equation. So let's tell them that. Substitute y is equal to 3x minus 8 in equation 2. So instead of writing 3x minus y is equal to 8, which is what equation 2 is, I'll write 3x minus, that's not going to make sure I make a mistake here. I can't send it in equation 2. I just send it in equation 1. Yeah, I did make a mistake. I made this the subject of the formula. So this is something to note. The equation that you made the variable the subject of the formula, you can't take the y and substitute it back in there, right? That's like you're creating a parallel situation. You'll just eliminate all the variables. So you have to send it in the equation that you didn't use yet. All right, so let's see what's happening here. So this instead of writing 2x plus 3y is equal to 9, I'll write 2x plus, instead of y, I'll put 3x minus 8. So that's 3 of that is equal to 9. Y is in the chat if you understand that. So I substituted 4y in equation 1 this time. You all understand? So this is y, and anyway I'm seeing y here, I'm going to replace it. So this is how that would look. And then you just boil it down. So 2x plus 9x minus 3 by negative 8 is 24 is equal to 9. Which one will you feel better? This one have more maths in it, right? 2x plus, you get 11x minus 24 is equal to 9. I'm just checking over. So 11x is equal to 9 plus 24. 33. 11x is equal to 33. X is equal to 33 divided by 11, which is 3. And just like before, once you find for one, you substitute. Which one you all like more? Elimination or substitution? Which one are you feeling more? So this is substitution. As I say, some students find this confusing. When I did CXE, I just did substitution right on the board. I didn't even bother to study elimination. Although I could have do it, but I just do substitution. Because I mean, I just like the algebra part of it. It was just feel like you're just racing through. But as I said, most students generally love elimination more. So x is equal to 3. We're going to take this and put it into any one of the equations to figure out what y is. So substituting x equal 3 in equation 2, we'll have 3 by 3 minus y is equal to 8. Negative y is equal to 8. When this 9, 3 by 3, when this 9 comes across, it is negative. So negative y is equal to negative 1. Therefore, y is equal to 1. I feel like I do this question already, boy. Way. So people saying they prefer the elimination. No, if they say use an elimination method, you have to use the elimination method. But I can't remember them saying use an elimination method. The only method that they force you to do for simultaneous equations is matrices. On the last question in the paper, they'll say use a matrix method. So if you want to know how to solve simultaneous equations using a matrix method, look it up. Look it up on my channel. So let's check out this worded question. What's the time now? We getting ready to pull up rubrics. But watch these last questions I have for you. 4 mangoes and 2 pears cost 24. 2 mangoes and 3 pears cost 16. Right, the simultaneous equation x and y. So x has to be, and you're going and answer the ask, can you hear state what it means? X is the, we're going to put for x. We can put that for the number of, no. Had to be cost. So Naomi, this time is cost. Cost of 1 pair. And y here would be the cost of, well, I put the x as the mango, 1 mango. Mango, and y here would be the cost of 1 pair. I'm telling you something, back when I was a kid, buying a mango, like say buying a starch mango, that was unheard of behavior. As a matter of fact, I remember when buying water was unheard of behavior. Now it's very common. You don't even think about it, you buy a bottle of water. Buying water, and like when I was in primary school, I would say 1996. It simply was not a thing. It simply was not a thing. I don't know if any of you all could remember that. It simply was not a thing. I don't know how to explain it to people who wasn't there. You had to be there to understand. Like if you tell somebody you're going to buy water, they'll be like watching you like you're insane. It have water in the tap. Buy water. Anyhow, cost of 1 mango is x, cost of 1 pear is y. So we need to make a simultaneous equation for this. So we're going to split it up into 2 parts. 4 mangoes and 2 pears cost 24. And then 2 mangoes and 3 pears cost 16, right? So let's do that. 4 mangoes, 4 of the cost of 1 mango plus 2 of the cost of 1 pear would add up to give me $24. And then 2 of the cost of 1 mango plus 3 of the cost of 1 pear will give me $16. That you there? You sit back, watch yourself, watch your question. Feel like a boss. You might have get an extra mark if you had to solve it, but we didn't. We didn't even have to solve it. Next question. All you want to see a next substitution method, or you're good with that substitution method there? All you want to see a next substitution method? People? Let me know. Do it again, a next substitution. Yeah, let me do a next substitution here. So this one is ideal for the substitution because you just have a y stand up there minding your own business. So you understand when you see a 1 in front of it, that substitution works really well there. Well, better. There are some cases where substitution will work extremely well, and that's when you have a linear equation and a non-linear. Now, it's not that you're forced to use substitution. I used to say that way back in my early teaching days. You could still use elimination if you know what you're doing. But when there's a linear equation and a non-linear equation, you should use substitution. So linear equations are all of these equations we get in here, but a non-linear equation would be an equation like x squared plus y is equal to 3 or something like that. You know, to see in a square there, problems in the camp. So you would be advised that you use substitution for a situation like that, and you'd usually have a quadratic to figure out. Those questions are usually not found in question 2 though, and we are focusing on question 2 right now. Those questions would be found in question 8. In the current frame of the paper. But you can go back and look in all the section 2 relations, functions, and graph questions, and you'll see some interesting simultaneous equations there. I also have a video on YouTube how to solve those, so you can take a look. All right, so we're going to use substitution method for this. Let's go from scratch. So we have 2x plus y is equal to 3. Call that equation 1. We have 5x minus 2y is equal to 12. We call that equation 2. And what you usually do is you write from 1 and you start to switch around this. So you'll have y is equal to 3 minus 2x. And that was it. You're done. From 1. Y is equal, we found for y, we made y the subject of the formula. You could write making y the subject of the formula in equation 1. You just need it to bring across the 2x. If I try to make y the subject of the formula in this equation, I have to bring across the 5 and then eventually bring across the negative 2 divide. And that would be more bacchanal. This is a flat thing, so substituting this into equation 2 is much easier. So substitute 4y in, I've seen some people confused with the substitution method. You all good with the elimination, you can stick to the elimination. I think what you need to do is understand what is your calling in life when you're trying to do the substitution. What is what you're trying to do here? When you're trying to do the substitution method, you're trying to take one of the equations, rearrange it so that one of the variables stands alone. And that's why he was destined for that. You can see he's by himself already, kinda. So you're going to make y the subject of the formula. And the reason that you're going to do that is you're going to take what you have for y is a expression in terms of who? X. So you're going to take this and replace the y here. And by doing that, that's my next line here in the red. By doing that, watch it. Watch what's happening when you do that. 2, instead of y, I'm putting 3 minus 2x is equal to 12. By doing that, what you have done is created a flat linear equation. Sometimes it may not be flat. You might have like a number there or something. That's what we try to avoid. But if you can't avoid it, it happens. But yes, what we have done is created an equation with what? With only x's. So we can solve. We can get the x's together, solve it. So that's what the substitution method is about. So you end up with 5x here. That's not right with the highlighter. I don't want to do that. You have 5x minus 6 plus 4x. Careful as you're expanding brackets. Or in the exam, be careful when you're expanding brackets. Don't lose no marks like that, please. 5x and 4x is 9x. Minus 6 is equal to 12. So 9x is equal to 18. When I bring across the 12, 6 it's into plus 6, so you get 18. 9x is equal to 18. In the end, this means x is equal to 18 divided by 9. So x is equal to 2. Why am I getting 9x? Did I make a mistake? Did all you put? What do you do? Feel like I make a mistake. I don't feel like I make a mistake. I feel like I make a mistake. Some people getting 6. Let me check and see. So simultaneous equations, you could always check over when you get the 2 answers to see if it works for both of them, right? Let me try. So we don't have y yet. So let's just double check our working. Brought across that. Bring the y in this guy. Yeah. Looking good so far? So far, so good. Maybe I didn't expand the thing properly. So substitute x is equal to 2. And let's do this in the harder equation, in equation 2. In equation 2, so you have 5 by 2 minus 2 by y is equal to 12. 10 minus 2y is equal to 12. Minus 2y is equal to 12 minus 10 is equal to 2. Minus 2y is equal to 2. Y is equal to 2 divided by negative 2 is y is equal to negative 1. So let's try this substituting the answer back to see if it works. And you can use your calculator to help you quickly do the math if you can't follow it in your mind. What I'm going to do is think y is 1 and think x is 2 and place them back in the equations and see if it makes sense. See, it's Vasha's fault. And see if it makes sense, right? So 2 by 2 plus negative 1 is 3. And 5 by 2 minus 2 by negative 1. So this turns into positive 2 and this is 10 is 12. So yeah, these answers are correct. And that's one way you could walk away from the exam knowing for sure, you look at 2 marks. No matter what happened, you get that 2 out of thing. All you have energy for one more? Type one more if all you want to do one more if all your good day, type all your good day. Let me see. One more, all your good day. Oh, yes, father. Or all your parents tell you, hey, so come online, go and watch that day, boy. And yeah, just one more. All right, 2 more. Really going on with the people here, boy. Like it rough out in the revision land, boy. Every single person say another one. My brain toasting, but run the next one. Big up last book. Run the next one, sir. All right. If you say one more is one more. 2 adult tickets and 3 children tickets cost $43. 1 adult ticket and 1 ticket for a child costs $18.50. This one has decimals in it by you. Let X represent the cost of an adult ticket and Y the cost of a child. Write 2 equations in X, Y to represent the information above and then solve. So what's the equation? What are we running with here? All of these are past paper questions, eh? So they're saying X is the cost of an or 1 adult ticket and Y is the cost of each ticket for a child. So 2 of the X's plus 3 of the Y's came up to $43. Really? See that? 1 of the X's plus, what kind of easy thing is this, boy? 1 of the Y's come up to $18.50. All right. Yeah, sensing now we might get through here. Yeah, sensing now we might get through here. $18.50. So what we going to do, boys and girls? This one begging for the elimination method. I don't know about all you, but begging for the elimination method. You see, if you use a substitution here, it could be real messy. Equation 1, equation 2. Definitely them are eliminals here. So you can say like equation 2 multiplied by 2. This will give us 2x plus 2y. And 18 by 2 is 36. So 18.5 by 2 is what? 37. And you're basically on your way. You're on your way. Die 2. Niceness now. Somebody say that substitute measure is trash. I mean, I wouldn't go so far, Destiny. Give it a chance. So equation 1 minus equation 3. Let's do the subtraction right here. So equation 1 minus equation 3. You understand why I'm not looking at equation 2, right? I multiply to sort out that. So really this minus that. So I get y. 43 minus 37 actually is pretty decent. That's 6. That's Kiana Simon helping me out here, boy. So Kiana, you are to be the person this year. You going to reach out to me and you going to come on a little screen in the corner here and teach the class with me, Kiana. Now me done blank me already. Oh, now who brave enough to do that, boy? If you watch my SEA revision sessions, I just come out of there. The last SEA session, like about 12 of the SEA students was in the ending with me. And now who brave enough to chop? Abdel, we can see. When it start to pick up a steam, we can see. I know I'll also chop Abdel. I start at 12:30. We can see. So 43 minus 37 is 6. So then what we do is we substitute y equals 6 into, of course, we will do the equation 2, right? Equation 2. So it's x plus 1 by 6 is 6 is equal to 1850. So you'll get x is equal to 1850 minus 1. Minus 6, yikes. Which is what, 1250? While you put 12, oh no, that the time it starts. So anybody I get 1250 from before? Yeah, we start at 12:30. Chelsea, that my fault. Chelsea saying what? It was saying 1:30. That my fault, Chelsea. I don't know when I turn on the stream thing. I think I was real sleepy when I turned on and I put the 1:30 by accident, boy. I put 130 by accident. So some people probably come on here now. Hey, we now start. Nah, we start an hour ago. The ball, you know, we don't start 12:30. Chelsea, that's my fault. That's my fault. You gotta watch it over. All right, Alia. So I hope you understand simultaneous equation here. Or you can take a screenshot of this one and do this one on the way out. Hey, I like this one. What is this? I'm gonna check this. I'll read this before we go. Before we go earlier. Watch this one here. When a number x is multiplied by 2, the result is squared to give a new number y. It's not really a simultaneous equation per se. Oh yeah, it is. I'm satisfied. Oh, so is that? Oh yeah. Watch this one earlier. Watch this one. Watch this one. Well, you know what you're doing here. When a number x is multiplied by 2, the result is squared to give a new number y. So you take the number x, you multiply it by 2, this product, you square it up now, and that'll give you the new number y. So in other words, this is y is equal to 4x squared. Y is in the chat if you understand that. That's the first thing. Like, that's how you get that first one mark there. That making sense? And next up, they say determine the two values of x that satisfies this, and the equation y is equal to x. So in other words, they're setting up a simultaneous equation, y is equal to 4x squared, and y is equal to x, and they're asking you to kind of figure it out in a way. Notice, this one is non-linear. All you understand what I mean when I say non-linear? It have a squared in it. It have a square or a cube or some kind of thing. And this one is linear. It's a simultaneous equation. And I can show you a few ideas with this. And I could even show you how the elimination method will work with this. Like if I bring everything across, I'll get 4x, I'll get 0 is equal to 4x squared minus y. Tell me if you understand that. Because I brought across the y, so it's in negative. And instead of putting equal to 0, let's put 4x squared minus y is equal to 0. So this is like the setup what we are accustomed to. And I could bring this across to, and I'll end up with x minus y is equal to 0. You see that? That making sense? So this is like the elimination setup, and well, there's a 1 here, 1 here. So what you would have done is add the two together. But the problem is, don't think you could add these. It works differently. So when you add it, you'll get 4x squared, not 5x squared. And until you're feeling to put 5x squared, no, these are x squared. Them is different things. So the 4x squared just need to add to the x. This eliminates like normal. When the signs are the same, you add and shucks, I need to subtract. Subtract, tell you. When the signs are the same, you subtract. That's my bad. 4x squared minus x is 4x squared minus x. You can't subtract the x squared and the x. They are separate terms. And negative y minus negative y, it's actually negative y plus y, which turns to 0. So that's how we eliminate it, and 0, 0, 0. So you end up with this situation, which is really a quadratic equation on yourself. But I'm telling you, I don't know any student who's really do the elimination method when you see a non-linear and a linear. You just kind of jump into substitution or equating from the word go. Those of you who know how to solve this question, that's what you do, right? You substitute or you equate, right? So here's what I mean by equate. And we'll end up in the same situation that I just, that I have on the board here. But let me erase it. Here's what I mean by equate. You notice both of them started y. See now, both of them started y, class. So equating means since this is y and this is y, then 4x squared should be equal to x. Because both of them equal to y, so then both of them equal to each other. Then you bring across the x like this. This will turn to 0. Then you factorize. So you notice this was the same situation we got here just a few seconds ago. Yeah. So substitution is the same idea. y is equal to x, so you substitute for y here and you'll end up with x. Or you could substitute for x here and you'll end up with y, so you'll end up with a y squared here instead. Same, is similar idea to equate. This is a quadratic missing the c term. To factorize that, you just factorize like normal. So x into 4x minus 1 works. And therefore, you'll have a situation either x is equal to 0 or 4x minus 1 is equal to 0. So 4x is equal to 1, x is equal to 1 over a quarter. So we have done their bidding. Determine the two values of x. Well, one is x is equal to 0 and one is x is equal to a quarter. That would satisfy the equation. So graphically, this y equal to x looks like this line here. I wonder if you all remember this. The line y is equal to x looks like this. And graphically, this would form a kind of curve like this, a quadratic. So we found out that this point here is actually a quarter. And this point, of course, is 0. We found the two values of x for when they coincide. That is enough simultaneous equations there. We could pull up the handbrakes here, call that George, see a little more. We can do some variation and maybe some other stuff in algebra that we didn't yet touch. I'll try to look at it and see what other important things in algebra I can help you all with. And then we can pull down the curtain in this little mini series. It was nice to meet so many of you all here. Those of you all who are watching me live after, November lessons, exam season is coming up. I hope you're studying and doing all the things you're supposed to do to make your nation proud. Later.